One of the apps you can integrate into Google Classroom is Typing.com. In order to do this, students must be part of your Google Classroom and have accepted the invitation already. That way you have a complete roster for your class and you can sync it over to Typing.com. Log into your account using Google and click My Classes to sync with Classroom. Let me show you what that looks like. When you do this, it creates accounts for each student. Here's the Typing.com website. Log in with Google. Click on My Classes. Sync with Classroom. Select your class from the list once it loads. And then select the Sync Selected Classes button. This lets you know your roster has been synced and students can log into Typing.com by clicking the Login with Google button now. Now within Typing.com, you can go to Assignments, add an assignment, title it, add a description if you'd like, pick the lesson and a due date, and then be sure your Sync with Google Classroom button is checked off. When you create the assignment, then students can see it on their Typing.com account, but they can also see it in Google Classroom. Here now on my classwork page for the sample class, I can see there's an assignment called Home Row Practice. It's not in a topic, so I can go to the three dots and edit the assignment and create a topic called Typing that I can add all future typing assignments into. From the student view, when they see the assignment, Home Row Practice, they can click on the link where it will require them to click the Google button to log in. They can click on the assignment to start the Home Row Practice. Newsela is another app that works beautifully with Google Classroom. Newsela is a wonderful paid resource by the Newton Public Schools, in which there are news articles that have 5 reading levels so all students can access similar content. There are customizable assignments, quizzes that are standards aligned, writing prompts that go along with each article, and assignments that you put in Newsela can be shared directly to Google Classroom. Similarly to Typing.com, you need to go to Newsela, log in, and sync it with your Google Classroom roster. On the Newsela login page, log in with Google. Select your name in the top right corner and choose Settings. On the Classes tab, Sync with Google, or Sync Now if you already have another class there. When you choose that, it will list all of your classes from Google Classroom. Check off the one you wish to sync and scroll to the bottom where it says Sync Selected Classes. Once your class is synced, students will be able to log in with their Google login. Once you find an article that you're interested in and you'd like to assign, you can click the Assign button, choose the class that you want to assign it to, adjust the level if you'd like, write any additional instructions, and then click Assign. In order for this assignment to show up in Google Classroom, you do need to click the Share button and select Google Classroom. Here, you can choose the class you want it to assign to and tell it to create an assignment, and then type in the title, instructions, and add it to the relevant topic. You don't have to make this an assignment in Google Classroom if you don't want to. It is already assigned to Newsela, so if you'd prefer, you could just put a message in the stream telling students that you put a new assignment into Newsela for them. And when they log into Newsela, they can see their current assignments. Savvis Realize is another app or website you can sync with Google Classroom. On our resource page, there are directions for how to connect Realize to Google Classroom, how to sync your students, and what the experience is like for teachers and students. Please reach out to your math coach as well if you need support with Savas. Although we've featured 3 apps that work well with Classroom, there are so many more. You might choose to visit this page, Apps That Work with Classroom, if there are any other apps that you find helpful in your teaching that you'd like to incorporate into Google Classroom. Sometimes you need a paid version of that app in order for it to integrate, and sometimes you don't.